Welcome to the Chewn podcast, where real topics are discussed by fake individuals with fake opinions. Even if it's the host or the guest, don't take them seriously. And if you do get offended, guess what? Shit happens. Leave it below in the comment section. Let's roll. What's going on, people? Welcome back to another Chewing the Fat podcast. And today we are going to be talking a little bit about sports. Me and my brother Dan DeVille. Been in the same fantasy league for about 10 years. I started, man, and now we've been ripping and rolling. It's almost time. 2025 season is on us. We got new rookies. We got new team arrangements. We got new contracts. We got Aaron Rodgers showing up to the Steelers camp to try to build some kumbaya type shit. We got all types of movement in the league, but we do have some areas of interest to me that are hot topics that we're definitely going to be watching for besides for the rookies. We're looking at some returning quarterbacks to try to perform the same level they did last time. There's always that forecast or that, prediction that is the last Super Bowl team going to repeat this Super Bowl season, which would be the Philadelphia Eagles, put an ass whooping on the Kansas City Chiefs. That sure look like so we're gonna talk about that, man. There was a list that came out. Randy Moss, and big shout out to Randy Moss, definitely working his way through recovery in his situation. And his son, they come out with a list, no order, 5 quarterbacks. Who's your fifth? Came out with 4, and of course, most everybody probably know the big 4. The big 4 are going to be Lamar Jackson, Patty Mahomes, Joe Burrow.
Allen.
Well, really, I should say Josh Allen and Joe Burrow.
Right.
And right now, part of my problem with some of these discussions going on, Dan DeVille, is that people are already saying that if Jalen Hurts doesn't do this and doesn't do that, the whole cachet and the glamour from him beating Patrick Mahomes severely in the Super Bowl is going to be gone. And my problem with that is a lot of you have been holding Joe Burrow up on some pedestal just because he beat Patrick Mahomes one time in the game. Like, he went to the Super Bowl and he lost. And a lot of you have been saying Joe Burrow is this quarterback, and every time y'all saying, well, he's the one that beat Patrick Mahomes. But that shit was like, you got to update your resume. And let's just keep it a buck. Joe Burrow and the Bengals start off losing damn near every season for the past few seasons. And although numbers are godly and gaudy, and he puts up these numbers, he also isn't enough to overcome whatever deficiencies you want to say exist in the Bengals. So I just feel that there needs to be a bit more respect put on Jalen Hurts' name, even more so than what they've been putting on Joe Burrow's name. And for the same amount of time, it's been, 4 seasons, 5 seasons, and he's still talking about Joe Burrow and when he beat Patrick Mahomes type shit, bro. So where are you at on Jalen Hurts and this Joe Burrow conversation?
Let me put it to you like this with Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow. Burrow came in Cincinnati with 2 dogs at receiver. 2 dogs. I'm talking about, man, it's hell.
Jamar Chase and Higgins, true.
Brother, I'm talking about 2 dogs. All he had to do was literally show up, and them boys going to go get it.
That's true.
He's a shit for all intents and purposes. If you look at the average on what he's done over the seasons he's been in the league, he's a 500 quarterback. He's decent, not taking nothing away from him. Injury prone. He's a 500 quarterback. Now, we need to look at the new structure of the game, right? So the new structure of the game that we're looking at, we seeing players like 5 coming out of Washington.
JD5 is alive out of the commies.
Oh man, it's the real deal.
CJ Stroud.
You're looking at CJ. Who the boy out there in God, I can't think. Denver, the boy Bo Nix.
Oh, Bo Nix.
Slanging,
right.
Boy came in. He
For
brought
sure.
the action. Joe Burrow's in a position, I believe, that he needs to make action, and he needs to make action fast. With this year coming up, if they don't make a deep run into the playoffs, Cincinnati, we got a problem. You understand? Because both of the 2 top dogs got paid. You understand? Only one that didn't get paid was Trey Hendrickson.
They need to pay that man.
DN coming off, and that was super stupid.
That was super stupid.
They got the rookie. What was he, the 8th round pick? And they want him on some type of
Yeah, they basically they had a clause that they've always had into their rookies with the contract, but now with him they want to take it out where his money's not basically I think secured or something. He's like,
Right.
no, you done did it for all the other rookies. I don't know why you can't do it for me. And they do stupid contractual things like this all the time.
But see, that's why that's a shitty ran organization, in that we see nobody wants to stay there.
That's true.
Nobody of substance. Matter of fact, T. Higgins and my boy, if they didn't break bread, them boys was gone. And the only reason they had to break bread was because of Joe. They want to keep him happy.
And T made that power move. T. Higgins made that power move to get with the same agent as Jamar Chase, so the same agent had both of them now.
Exactly.
So it was like either you gonna make us happy or you
Both
not,
are
and
gone.
we gonna get the hell on. Right.
His power moves starting to be made. The young brothers starting to figure out how to work this system as best as possible against the owners.
True.
Go ahead and get your money, but when we look at quarterback play, I lean toward another young boy that's coming up. Number 9, coming out of Atlanta.
Oh, Penix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the boys. His poise in the pocket. He came in and at the back end last season a little bit of a sticky situation. He couldn't save the team.
Nah. That was way too late. That ship was been sunk, man. He was just showing that it might be something for them to salvage from the deep, and we might be able to put this thing back together. But he definitely showed some promise, and then Atlanta did a very I know people we bouncing around, but this is the type of conversation we're gonna have. This shit shop talk. Atlanta put themselves in a real stupid looking situation. I say stupid looking because from the outside in, not knowing all the internal workings or what the conversations were in the meetings, It just looked crazy to bring somebody on like Kirk Cousins, who also, other than Joe Burrow, has had a history of injuries every season, and at the worst times on top of that, with big money on top of that guaranteed. And it didn't look good, or it didn't look well planned to bring Kirk Cousins in for all that money and then go and get you a quarterback in that first round. It just looked crazy. There were other quarterbacks that you could have bought in for less money if you wanted a mentor there, if you wanted somebody that could at least be a good locker room guy there. You really, honestly, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. As much as maybe the performance might not have been there, and I kind of question that. You could have went and got Cam Newton off the damn couch, had him come in, do his damn thing, and pay way less money and put some butts in the seat if that's really what you wanted to do. But
I wanted
Kirk
to see
Cousins, right. And Kirk Cousins is just, his agent is one hell of an agent. But Penix looks to be a revitalizing thing for the Falcons as far as the quarterback position, which they've needed for some time. Matty Ice just couldn't get it done. Although a gunslinger, he just couldn't get it done, brother. You know what I'm saying? As much as they wanted to believe, and it's not like they didn't have the tools.
Right.
I mean, they've had a plethora of running backs. They've had a plethora of wide receivers. They've had some decent tight ends, dogs out here. It's just your quarterback position has suffered, as well as I think they're not shitty. They're not to the level of shittiness as the Bengals and the Browns, but there's something with the Falcons, the way they do business, that doesn't quite get them over the hump. I just don't know what it is, man.
I believe it's a fan base.
Okay.
So Atlanta is one of the few cities that yes, you think about the team and how you want to manage the team, according to other owners. However, you have to be real mindful of who you bring in and who you put at that quarterback position in Atlanta, because it's been many good black quarterbacks that came after Mike Vick, but it was that stain that was here, and for the wrong reason.
True.
I'm glad to see what's coming into the picture now with Raheem. I believe that was a 25th hour move, going to get Penix. It was a shit. He look at Terry Fontenot and he's fucking pull the trigger, get him, pull the trigger.
Right.
Because they jobs on the line. That was one of the things.
That's
Damn,
true.
he's still here? Shit, he still had pick number 8. Fucking pull the trigger, you know. And if this Kirk thing don't work out, we'll wash him. Boom, but we got a way to go.
That's a good point.
The Falcons put themselves in a strong position, but it cost them.
That's a better way to put it. That's a better way to put it. That's a better way to put it.
This situation that it's got to work or everything blows up. You know, much like the Miami Dolphins. They blew the whole thing up. Screw it.
Yeah.
They blowing the whole thing up, and
they are.
And swapping teams, I love Ramsey up there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, hey man,
but five gonna be nasty up there.
Man, you know what? I like Ramsey as a dog, man. I just don't know if.
And he moved him to safety.
Yeah, that right there is what made that move a bit more better, to give Ramsey the freedom to move about that field completely instead of just, hey, he's on this side or that side. No, Ramsey, he got more opportunity and decision making now on where the hell he want to go and what's going to be done. You know, of course, you got coverages and all that, but the free safeties, they got free reign out there, baby.
Yes, sir.
And Ramsey is a headhunter. He is a dog.
Yes,
I don't know if, like, compared to him and Micah Fitzpatrick, if I think Micah's a little bit better at this point in stage because of Ramsey. Right, he more of a thumper, right? But what I do like that Pittsburgh did is they coupled that to get Jono,
right,
the tight end.
That tight end, yes sir.
So Pittsburgh, in another sense, like you just said, the 25th hour, Pittsburgh at the very last minute kind of made a horrible picture look like, oh shit, okay, all right, maybe we are working with something,
can make a run.
You know. Right. Maybe we can actually do something with this. So that's another area of focus. And just to close up my position on the Joe Burrow, I just think it is like my brother Dan said, Joe Burrow has to do something this season. Another quarterback that has to do something this season is Justin Herbert's going to be on deck to do something this season. Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence, T-Law, he's got to do something this season. There are a few quarterbacks that are on the cooking pot as far as they need to show their value and their worth for what they were supposedly supposed to be coming into this NFL franchise. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
You know, and the hard part about Sunshine in a bad organization.
That's another one. The Jags.
You know, poor organization, poor leadership. Also, too, when you look at the cat like Sunshine, he's performed. He's got the talent. You know, you can see he got the talent.
Right.
It's something about that organization.
Man, but in some ways, and this is what the caveat to that, and I'm just going to say it, and some people are going to be like, it's the race car. I'm just saying it's a real thing. White coaches get more favor and more opportunity than black coaches.
All day.
Black and white quarterbacks are not graded the same, although the same catalysts and same situations might be out there. I don't want to give Sunshine that because they would not have given Jaden Daniels that same luxury if he went in and stunk it up. You know, they would say, because you want to know what? They did that to Justin Fields. When he was with the Bears, they said it's Justin Fields. Here come Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? Old Caleb painting his fingernails and toenails. And all of a sudden, it's the team. It ain't Caleb. Caleb got a better team around him than Justin Fields had. And Justin Fields had 2 more wins than Caleb's ass did in the 23-20-24 season. And he had less weapons. So why is it now all of a sudden the Bears is a bad organization? But when it was Justin Fields, he was ass. So I think T-Law, let's keep it a buck. I think T-Law has had some weapons, especially BTJ last season. But I think T-Law's problem he's about to run into is, can you be available? Ability to stay healthy is the best ability. Availability is the best ability in football. And when Mac Jones came in to replace him, to take over for him, BTJ's numbers went up.
Right.
Just saying that his numbers did go up. He was one of the 1,000-yard receiving rookies in that season with Bowers, with Malik Neighbors, with Marvin Harrison Jr.,
and then Lad McConkey.
Almost got there. Had he got there, he would have been another superstar little rookie. And I think he the smallest out of all of them. Lad McConkey, he a little something for them Chargers, man.
He a little dog.
He definitely a little something. He a little dog. He a little dog.
Little Julian Edelman.
Yeah. Right. Little Julian Edelman, man.
Little
so I think T-Law, he got to show up this season. If he get hurt again, then I think the Jags, even as bad as they ran, they got to decide to recoup some of that money before or not, because T-Law getting hurt again. Joe Burrow, he going to be there, man. They damn near did something to the naming rights just to get him his contract. But I think Joe Burrow puts him in a situation where he's just so damn good, but not good enough to push us over the hump for where we are as an organization, that we can't get rid of him, and they don't want to do the necessary moves to build a team full-heartedly. You paid Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Right. You haven't paid Hendrickson. You did him wrong. You asked that man to show you again. He showed you again. He showed you again. Now you're stalling out on his money. You're stalling out on your rookie. It's just not a good situation there, man.
And the defense gonna be the only way they can win.
That is right. So where are you right now, Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin, as far as the Pittsburgh Steelers go coming into this season?
I like the pick, and here's why. Rodgers will follow instructions from Tomlin. You know,
I believe that.
Tomlin, I believe, is confident enough in Rodgers that he can give him the layout, and Rodgers can go execute. With Russell and with
I had Justin Fields last season too.
Justin Fields, I don't believe he had the confidence in either one of them to lay it on the line. Right here for Tomlin, this the last hurrah. You know, for what we've seen for his tenure there, this is the last hurrah. Okay. Aaron Rodgers is the one to get it done from me. He wouldn't have got it done with Shador, and when I look back at this pick, yeah, they had two opportunities to go at Shador.
They did, man.
They did. However, this is what I would say. Knowing the kid, I think that would have been a detriment to his career to bring him in there to sit behind A-Rod. You know, because
I get where you're going with that.
A-Rod's gonna show him some bad habits, and A-Rod ain't finna help you at all. No. You know what I'm saying? Right. He not finna prepare you to come in and be ready when his thing over with. That ain't finna happen. You know, so that may have turned out into a worse situation than him being in Cleveland, actually.
You're right. I can see that point.
And I like what Tomlin did. Tomlin didn't put it's not a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers. He's got DK. That defense is stout. That's what they're gonna win off for, that defense.
Yeah. You know, that's right. Trying to keep teams underneath 30, keep them off the 30-point section. Keep them keep them sub 20s or lower. And Aaron Rodgers, you should be able to go get us a 27-30 ball, and we should be able to pull these games out easy. Right,
easy. You know, and I believe that's the game plan that Tomlin is leaning toward with the Steelers. And if they hold that, they got something. You know, because coming out of that AFC, when you move 5 to free safety, you got a damn problem in that secondary now.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that's true. They got to have front line to hold it, though. They got to have front line to put that pressure on.
They got
front line got to penetrate.
TJ,
supposedly
they got Hayward up there. Cam
Hayward, man, he's starting to get long in the tooth. But TJ, did they work out the TJ Watt situation? Because I hadn't heard any more news on it. That's still on the table. Okay, so they definitely need to retain him, man. And talking about TJ Watt, man, the whole situation. What you feel about that situation, Myles Garrett? Coming into this season, man, I don't want to see one press conference. I don't want to see one video clip. I don't want to see one social media post about Myles Garrett talking shit about a losing season if that's where they end, because the brother wrote an entire letter talking about he just really want to go win. I don't blame him for taking the money. That was some big money that Cleveland came out their pocket and offered that man. I'm cool. Take the money. But if you take the money in exchange for you saying you want to go somewhere to win, I want to hear you bitching and complaining in the season about we losing. You got the money. Just go play the ball that you can play. How you feel about that situation that worked out with Myles Garrett? You feel like maybe he should have said no to the money and actually went to a team where he can compete to win a Super Bowl that money cannot buy you? Or do you want? I understand him taking the money, or would you have took the money? What would you have done, and how do you feel about the decision he made?
Myles Garrett, he's an accomplished player.
Hands down.
Since he touched the league. I hate to count another man's pockets, but these are his words. He wants to win. He wants
Thank
to
you.
win now. Cleveland will not win anything in our lifetime. It's not happening. It is not happening. Nothing. Nothing. The only thing that would win in Ohio would be the Buckeyes.
The Buckeyes, they
You
still
know,
got they
and-
got kids staying up there for the MAC. Maybe they was something.
I mean, maybe. Hell. So, man, the brother,
Man,
the brother, money talks now. Money
do.
talks, but however, we need to look at it like this. Now that you took the money, does your performance fall off? Are you no longer top tier Myles Garrett? Has the dreams of a winning season, Super Bowls, playoffs, things like that, has that been pushed to the back burner now? Because you say, well, hell, fuck it, I take the money and hey, let it fall where it may. Because in facts and truth, that's what happened. He took the money, let it fall where it may, and where it fell is on the losing side.
that's true. That is true. And that is something else to wonder, right? Take the money, diminish your legacy because you don't play as hard. And, I mean, that already is a thing anyway. We know when players come up for contract year, they're going to try to ball out to get the numbers so they can have that money. And after they get the contract, it tends to be a little bit of a pullback in performance.
Right.
And more of, let me save my body because I got to try to make it through this contract to the next contract. And that happens in not even just sports, but in
It's just
jobs,
life.
period. And it's in life. So
Yeah.
I definitely understand that. Let's go to another quarterback. Let's go to Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. Not about them versus each other. And I'm gonna say this right now, Nation. And I absolutely hate and I can't stand when commentators and talking sports heads say a couple of things. One, I can't say 0-4, 0-7. Listen, O does not fucking exist in numbers. It's 0-7, 0-4. It just absolutely bugs. It bothers the shit out of me. It's kind of it's corny as fuck. There's no O in there. The other thing I don't like is when they use this fake narrative of Lamar Jackson against Patrick Mahomes. These motherfuckers never on the field at the same time besides flipping the coin, shaking hands when they get to a walk-off. It is Lamar Jackson against the Kansas City defense and Patrick Mahomes against the Baltimore defense. It's never like this. It's always this fake-ass pitting of these two individuals. But where are you on Lamar Jackson for 2025 season as far as what you would like to see, and where are you on Patrick Mahomes 2025 on what you would like to see?
So Mahomes, brother, I give Mahomes the utmost credit, for what he's accomplished in the league so far. But season 2025, they'll make it to the playoffs, but they don't make it past second round.
Oh,
They don't make it past second round. Here's why.
We in the same yard.
That core has diminished. That core on the defense was Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Offense, Travis Kelce. That was the core of that team. The other receivers on the offense, they've been interchangeable every season.
That's true. It's been Lego receivers, like, hey, plug and play.
Every season. Patrick Mahomes is one of the one quarterbacks that doesn't throw to a spot.
Good point.
He's one of the
Good
one
point.
quarterbacks
Which is not
that-
Great for fantasy.
Right.
If you got a receiver on Kansas City, it's not necessarily the best thing for you.
Right. He's a playmaker. So he will make the best out of who's around him.
Right.
However, I see second round exit.
Okay, second
my boy
round.
Lamar.
For Lamar too?
No,
Okay.
Lamar, I see them in the bowl this year.
Get out of here, Super Bowl. Okay.
I see him in the bowl this year.
Now, they did bring D-Hop in, solid body, dependable wide receiver. Definitely take some pressure off Zay Flowers, likely, because Isaiah likely he'll dog a tight end. Andrews, boy, you sold out last season.
Dog.
Andrew sold out last season with them drops, bro. He sold way the hell out. And don't worry, people. I'm not gonna let Lamar get away. Lamar, man, you gotta stop this deviating bullshit of what got you there, and then all of a sudden we about to try some new shit when we get into the most critical situations. Derrick Henry is there for a reason.
Right.
You run the ball with Derrick Henry. Don't come off that. I think they move off running Derrick Henry way too early when they feel they fall a touchdown or so behind. And then Lamar gets into this. It's like you can tell the difference in his game, man. He played tight when these situations happen. Like he's just too worried. When other times, man, you can watch Lamar play and it's like, man, this motherfucker out here throwing the ball like we just playing out here in the yard somewhere. He
Right.
But when he get in these type situations, man, that kind of dials back and then he get a little tight and then sometimes he makes some plays where it's like, Lamar, why the fuck did you even try to make that play, bro? That didn't make no sense. He got to clean that up. Lamar Jackson has to clean that up. And that's the only thing I can really say about Lamar, bro. Everything else is that it's really just him. It's not even the other team, brother. Because when Lamar played like Lamar played, it's hard to keep that brother in. It's hard to damn defend against Lamar. And especially you got Derrick Henry in the backfield. Now you got Isaiah Likely. Now you got Zay Flowers. Now you got D-Hop. Man, shit. It ought to be game time. I'm with you on that. He just got to clean it up. Yeah, and they got a solid defense. They one of the teams that you always know the defense going to be solid.
That's what they built off of. I don't see anybody knocking them out of the AFC. Not the Bills. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Josh Allen. I think that whole MVP. I'm not saying Josh didn't play good and didn't do his thing, but I just think they kind of split it, trying to appease two different fan bases. When really Lamar Jackson was an MVP last season, and I think people, get to the point where we don't like Golden State, they win too much. Patrick Mahomes, they win too much. We don't want to see Lamar Jackson get MVP again because he didn't win the Super Bowl. Bring somebody else in. That's all that shit was. Not saying Allen is one. I like Josh Allen. I like him. He a dog. He plays. He doesn't have any questionable situations that I know of off the field and what he does, but just. Josh Allen to me wasn't a true MVP last season. It was Lamar Jackson should have been 3-time back-to-back MVP.
Well, see, I like what he did last season, and now I agree with you on the MVP should have went to Lamar. The one thing that I do like and that about Josh Allen, and I can say, okay, well, that was what got him over the hump on why he got the MVP. Last season, he did that shit with a whole new cast of characters, rookies, and man, he did it by himself for the most part.
He did a lot of the heavy lifting.
I won't say by himself.
He did the heavy lifting. He did.
Right, that was his team.
Facts.
This was the first year that he really ran that team.
That's true.
And I got to give it to him. He did a hell of a job.
He did. Hell yeah, hands down. Hands down. Josh Allen was balling, bro. He was out there balling.
If you look at them games, man, it really I took a different liking to him, as I really start watching the Buffalo games and breaking it down. If you watch his style of play, that boy was so calculated. It wasn't Superman Josh trying to be a world breaker.
No.
That boy spread the ball shit from receiver 1 to receiver 3. Bam,
Decreased
bam, bam.
his mistakes.
Brother, he worked that offense to a T.
He did.
He made the most out of little or nothing.
Yeah, he did.
I got to give it to him to that.
Yeah, and a hell of a pass. I think that was Knox in that final game where they went out. A hell of a pass to Knox. Mm-hmm. It was there. I'm not gonna say it wasn't a challenging catch, a pass to catch, but I can say within the circumstances, Josh put it in the best place it could be, and Knox just couldn't come up with the ball.
Right.
I'm just telling like that, man. He comes up with that ball. We're looking at a different landscape of not only that, but maybe even the Super Bowl itself. And like you said, I give Josh a lot of credit. I like him. I watch him in and out of season. I'd like to see him go further, and I want to see Lamar go further. I think next up that I want to talk about, we know somebody who's lost a lot of pieces, always been under a lot of criticism, to me has performed above and beyond, especially in his draft capital and his value where he was drafted, and that's Brock Purdy. I'm not sure that the San Francisco 49ers have had the best offseason. I don't know what's going to be going on, and I don't know what's happening right there. I don't know what they're planning on doing. It's almost like they thought about blowing it up, but then they kind of didn't really. It's I don't know where San Francisco is right now, and I do believe people are going to take this time where Brock Purdy has less than he had before, because I'm not believing in C-Mac. I didn't believe in him last season. It was a lot of people trying to draft him first for fantasy. He's injury prone. He's been injury prone. And I don't think that's going to be helping him. Jennings, your dude Jennings, man.
Yeah.
You was talking about him last season. Jennings showed up. Ricky Pearsall, shout out to him taking a real gunshot to the chest, coming in competing.
Man.
Right, came back. Ayuk is gonna come back, and I don't like all the bullshit criticism that people are doing with Ayuk. Y'all motherfuckers crack me up. Ayuk been playing solid ball to earn his money. The one season he get his check, now y'all want to talk about. Well, he questionable. What the hell you talking about? Like, he done gave him all this play to earn that money. The man got hurt, then let him work that off and see where he goes. There's always this double standard when it comes to some of these players, bro. So where are you on Brock Purdy, man?
Brother, Brock Purdy will come back down to earth this season.
Okay.
The whole Brock Purdy hype train, that team showed something interesting last year. When the young boy, what's the name of the linebacker, say, I ain't going in the game.
Oh shit, dog. That
What's
was
his name? Say, nah, I ain't going
was
in.
Was that Greenlaw?
Damn.
Man, who was
I can't
that,
think
man?
his name. What's number 58?
Damn, bro.
I ain't going in the game.
I'm going to find it, man.
When things like that start taking place, Coach, you done lost the team. You done lost the team. So when you lose that team, and again, Brock Purdy, he isn't a world breaker. Just being clear, he's a good game manager. He's one that you can tell him, don't lose this shit. Don't lose the game.
That was Campbell. That was Campbell.
Oh, right. Okay, there we go. We go.
Devontae Campbell.
Yeah, man. I ain't going in the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Is that so?
Yeah, that was after and the reason why I thought it was Greenlaw, because Greenlaw had that situation beforehand when he got injured or whatever the case was. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Campbell. He said refused to enter the game when he was called upon.
Yeah, brother. That tells me all I need.
Hey, bro,
to hear.
was that on the same team, or was that another team where they literally had somebody retire at halftime?
Yeah, man, what team was that, man?
Bro,
who was that? Was that the Buffalo Bills? Well,
hey,
no.
bro. No, I
was it
want
the
to say,
49ers?
man.
Was it the 49ers?
I think it might have been the 49ers, bro. Let me see. No, it was the Buffalo Bills. It was Vontae Davis.
Yeah. He said, man, I'm through with this. I'm through with you.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm just going to tell all you people out there, like, yo, whatever you do, don't do that. If you going to leave, leave after the game over. Don't quit at halftime. You'll be forever known for something that will never be talked about in a great way.
You see what happened to Antonio Brown at?
Yeah, man, come on. He did it. Hey, he went out in a spectacular for it. Man, running around the field. He did his final lap. Man, and,
he ain't stopped running since. Now his ass on the run from the folk.
He running from the law right now.
Yeah, he ain't stopped running since.
All right, so let's move, because I know my brother Daredevil got some things to do. Let's move to let's talk about JD5. Let's also talk about Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Real quick, going through those three quarterbacks in any order you want to. Expectations coming into this season.
JD5, I see that boy running deep into the playoffs this year.
No sophomore slump, so you don't see that. No sophomore slump.
No.
Okay.
No, sir.
No sophomore slump.
No, sir.
Right.
Dan Quinn is the right coach for him.
Okay.
Dan Quinn is a coach that his defense will keep them in the game. Just don't lose this. If you look at the Redskins, ain't too many games get out of control.
That's true. That is true.
Ain't too many games get out of control. Five had five. Matter of fact, the interesting thing, I think Five had 5 games last year that he won in the final drive.